Thank you so much for joining us on CBS 8 Plus. I'm Heather Myers. Here at CBS 8, we are working for you, getting to the bottom of problems that you've asked about and looking for solutions. Today, we start in Chula Vista. An HOA there says it's been left with a $100,000 bill over a mysterious water leak. Now, neighbors tell CBS 8 they're getting the runaround. CBS 8 Shannon Handy shows us the problem that's creating the tension between neighbors and the Otay Water District.
I'm here in the Robin Hood Point community. Neighbors tell us water has been leaking down one of their hillsides for at least 5 years, and they believe it's coming from these Otay Water District tanks behind me, but the agency says it's not our problem.
And the seepage occurred all the way up there.
Dave Summers has lived in Chula Vista's Robin Hood Point neighborhood since 1997. About 5 or 6 years ago, he and his neighbors noticed water seeping down one of the hillsides here onto the roadway and into people's backyards.
We were concerned that the source of that water may be a couple of water tanks that are built on the top of this hill owned by the Otay Water District.
Dave says the Homeowners Association reached out to the Otay Water District asking them to investigate, but the answer they received wasn't what they were expecting.
Their response is that it is naturally occurring groundwater and it's not their problem. To many of us, we believe that the more plausible explanation is that Otay Water's operation, their infrastructure, has sprung a leak after 40 years. And it's seeping into the ground, coming down this hill, and making life miserable for a homeowner and for this HOA.
Recently, the HOA shelled out $100,000 to put in a French drain, which has helped. But Dave says it's a Band-Aid, adding they shouldn't be the ones footing the bill or any future ones that pop up.
Our problem is, I believe, that we have to prove that the source of the water is coming from their operation, and that's extremely expensive. You're talking lawyers and engineers, resources that we as a community and an HOA, we just don't have. And it's almost like David versus Goliath.
Dave says the issue has created fears of declining home values, erosion, and water loss. He emailed CBSA asking for help, so we reached out to the Otay Water District pushing for answers. In a statement, a spokesperson said the Otay Water District has assessed our infrastructure numerous times, including with the help of contracted services, and we've been able to eliminate district-owned infrastructure as a possible source. I did follow up today asking what is the source and if the agency can provide documentation of those assessments, but I have yet to hear back. We, of course, will follow up on this story. Working for you in Chula Vista, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
Shannon, thank you. Now to a story that CBS 8 has been keeping track of. Last week, we showed you the homeless encampments along Plaza Bonita Road as the county attempted to clean up the area. But now, only a week later, the encampments are back and people living near the area say the encampments are clearly an ongoing issue. CBS 8's Brian White is working for you to find out what's being done.
Yeah, I was out here a week ago across the street from the Plaza Bonita Mall when the county had cleanup crews out here dealing with trash and debris from homeless encampments. And 1 week later, the encampments are back.
Tents and tarps and makeshift shelters can be seen here behind the bike path along Plaza Bonita Road next to the 805 freeway.
A lot of people choose to live that way, and probably the majority of it actually is more choice than it is out of necessity.
I was out here a week ago when sheriff's deputies and cleanup crews were on scene dealing with bags and bags of trash hauled out from the encampments here. In all, 7 cubic yards of waste and debris were removed. The sheriff's office tells me outreach workers have made contact with 75 unhoused people out here since March. And so far, only 6 have been provided shelter or housing.
It's alcohol, it's drugs, it's mental disabilities, whatever, and therefore they don't want to go into a shelter type situation. They just decide to live on the street instead.
Ron Morrison is mayor of National City, and he says a new facility for those experiencing homelessness has already been approved. The San Diego Rescue Mission now owns the 8-acre property where the old South Bay Community Church once was.
We believe at the San Diego Rescue Mission that rehabilitation is the key, that is ultimately the solution.
President and CEO of the San Diego Rescue Mission, Donnie D, tells me the 30,000 square foot building near Euclid and 24th Street is currently being renovated, but when it opens in January, it'll have 162 beds for emergency shelter use as what they call a navigation center. And caseworkers would be assigned to each person.
We'll be able to get people off the streets immediately. Let's eliminate their immediate crisis, which is housing and food and water. And let's get them to trust us that we can really help them.
Meanwhile, Mayor Morrison is concerned about San Diego's newly proposed ban on encampments on public land, thinking it will push the issue elsewhere.
Is that going to actually do anything for the homeless, or is it just going to push them out into the other communities? And so then what do you do? Everyone come up with the same legislation, and we just play this, pushing away game. And so it doesn't really solve anything.
In National City, working for you, Brian White, CBS 8.
Well, now to the coastline of La Jolla. It's an area that people from all over the world come to see. However, a railing meant to get people from stepping off onto the cliffs there is deteriorating, and that's creating a risk for danger. CBS 8's Anna Laurel is working for you in La Jolla to find out when this highly visible fence line could get fixed.
This is that iconic viewpoint here in La Jolla, right off Coast Boulevard. But check out this wooden fence the locals are worried about. And they say for the price they pay to live here, this fence should be fixed.
These wood pilings, they've probably been here for maybe a couple of decades, maybe more, and you can just see termites. I mean, it's severely deteriorated.
Yana Farella lives and works in La Jolla. She's walked by this yellow caution tape and broken fence line for weeks.
If I'm here like at 10 or 11 on a weekend, there are going to be literally hundreds of people.
And this is what separates them from the sharp ocean cliffs. Rails are broken, fencing between the rails gone. She tagged the city of San Diego in an Instagram post saying, "You need to get this fixed ASAP."
Dangerous.
I found out today, even though it is city property, it's not so easy.
City is fully aware. The response is just we don't have the funds. We don't have the manpower.
I first reached out to City Councilman Joe LaCava's office. He represents this area. He's in Washington, D.C. with the mayor today, but his staff told me about a private partnership the city is considering to repair the fence.
That white fence, it's ugly, it's dilapidated, it's falling over.
And it's dangerous, even with caution tape up. People lean against it. Bob Evans is the president of La Jolla Parks and Beaches Incorporated. They raise money for improvement projects.
It's just being able to tackle a project that the city doesn't have the resources, nor the personnel, nor the funding to do.
Several months ago, they applied for a right of entry permit from the city's transportation department. It would give Bob's group the green light to repair and replace fencing that in total stretches nearly 2 miles.
There's nothing high tech, there's no engineering involved. It's repair and maintenance and beautification and in vegetation management.
Thursday, Bob meets with city transportation. He says both sides will talk about their visions and how to get it done.
I hope we can get it done in this year, 2023.
It can't come soon enough for people like Yana.
It's an embarrassment.
I reached out to the city. Late this afternoon, they said they have no information about emergency repairs, but confirm Thursday's meeting. Working for you in La Jolla, this is Anna Laurel for CBS 8.
Anna, thanks. Well, you see it every day while grocery shopping, foods with packaging that say things like low in fat or clean. Well, deciphering labels on products is a big challenge that has people wondering what's true and what's just a marketing ploy. Fortunately, there are apps out there to help you figure it all out. CBS 8's Abby Black is working for you to find out what's really in so-called healthy and clean products.
The label says free and clear, but is the soap that you're using to clean your laundry, the spray you use to wipe down your counters, shampoo, facial cleanser, children's toothpaste? We're working for you. We put some apps to the test to find out if these labels live up to what these products are really made of.
You stroll down the aisle and see organic, natural beauty, clean skincare products have their own section at the store now.
Ooh, everyone raves about this.
But when you scan the diaper ointment on the Yucca app, it says it's hazardous because of the petroleum, despite it saying it's free of dyes, parabens, and preservatives.
The marketing on the packaging can be very deceptive.
Julie Chapone is the co-founder of the French-based Yucca app. Its slogan is to decipher the undecipherable labels on food, household products, and cosmetics to help consumers make healthy choices. The app started in 2017 and now has 14 million users in 12 countries, including the U.S., that uses a collaborative database with its users.
To empower consumers so that they can represent an important level of action to encourage manufacturers to improve the quality of their products.
I went to work and scanned away. I found organic baby food graded well. Alternative meats such as the Impossible Broad is high in fat, and hygiene brands that pride itself on using natural ingredients may not grade as well. While the ingredients may sound gibberish, the app explains what the ingredient is. Fragrance and preservatives will score low. It also says what it harms.
And we really see that there is a strong demand for more transparency on the products.
Federal and state label laws do not require the words clean. Rather, it's a marketing tool that feeds the consumer demand for healthier options. Other similar apps, such as the Environmental Working Group, have been accused of being fearmongers or alarmist.
We are not the bad guys that will just tell people to not buy their products. We are here to also help them to improve their products.
Despite the pushback, this heightened awareness has spurred change among consumers and brands.
Companies are improving quality of their products thanks to Yucca and thanks to other things.
Working for you in the organic aisle, I'm Abby Black, CBS 8.
Remember, we are working for you. If there's something that you would like us to look into, just email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.